Okay, well, we made it. We are back with the next episode of the Raiders Rambles. I am Joel, your chief host of the show, and joining me as always is my co-host Noble.
I get to say good morning.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
yay! It really is a good morning today. Ooh, so
Yeah, it doesn't
bright.
feel like my face is going to melt when I go outside, so that's always a positive.
No, well, I can't get to say that today. I get a face melty day, but it's not even that bad compared to the last couple of days I've been having. Ah, still, could be worse. Anywho, joining us today, we also have Vera.
Arf, arf. Hello, everyone. Yeah, hi. Happy Friday and all. Glad to be back again. Guys, I have to say, it's what the 1 and 3/4 months, less than 2 months into January of 2026, and
We
this
are
year
basic.
there's been so much happening. Like just the first month and a half or so. Like my goodness, this year is going by very busily. It's like every day there's something bonkers happening. It's wild stuff, guys.
Oh, I feel it. Like this year's been firing on all cylinders, and we're almost not even a sixth of the way through if you map it out right.
It's exhausting,
Hasn't it been like this the
right?
last 3 years, though?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
every
Something weird.
year's.
Mhm. Something weird has been happening with time. Like I can't believe 2025 is already over, and that we're already this far into the year, even though it's not that big of a. Point is, a lot's been going on. So,
Right, like
well,
if we look back at all the time that we've been doing the show for, we have a fun spike all the way up to 2019 in craziness, and then a dip from
mhm.
2020 2021, and then it spiked again and again and again and again, and that's pretty much
Yeah, right on.
the level of bonkersness the world has been on.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, hopefully, my other co-hosts here are doing well. I know it's still summer for you guys. N- Noble, what kind of face melting temperatures are you dealing with there? Like what degrees?
Well, it's not just the temperature, but it's also how close we get to the sun.
And the
So
humidity too.
it's about, yeah. When it gets to about 40, you're guaranteed to get a bushfire and some roads will melt.
Oh goodness. So 40 degrees Celsius in freedom units, that would be well over 100, right?
at
Yeah.
least
We've
100, 600. Yeah.
I've met a couple of people who've come down here from the mainland and they just can't believe how debilitating it is when it's summer and it's in full force.
Good.
And those places that they come from usually get a lot hotter. But for some reason, the temperature down here, it's just, well, apparently we also had a hole in the ozone layer above the state as well. So yeah, it kind of adds to it.
Yeah, that might do it a little bit. A little bit of extra oomph from the sun is getting through there, just punching through a tad. Oh goodness, man. Okay.
Lovely, yes. I know. Like, I was fortunate I didn't even get the worst of it when I was down there in the third of Australia. Anywho, let us get started with the items of the week. So, you know the old adage of you will own nothing and be happy seems to take on a new literal form this time around.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, lease with Lex. You can now lease a PlayStation 5 for £9.95 per month, and again, regional pricing and all of that. So instead of going to your retailer to buy a PS5, you can now just lease it for a certain amount of time.
Oh, okay. So do they ship you the physical unit and then you have it for a month and then you have to ship it back to them? Or how does that work?
Right.
I'm going to make an
So
assumption that you're going to have to rent it for at least a couple of months because, yeah, no.
yeah, there's terms
Yeah,
for
and like
12,
and like
24, or
security
36
deposits, I can
months.
imagine, right? 4 to 6 months. That's how it is. Okay, well, let's see
Oh,
how it
12 months.
works.
Well, 1 year, 2 year, or 3 year lease.
Hmm.
Sign up in, so you get you find a term that you want to lease the PS5 for. Sign up, and then a PS5 will be on its way with next day delivery or however long it takes.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I see. I see what it says here. Choose a 12, 24, or 36 months term to enjoy even lower payments. Wow! So they have certain packages you can get to do this. So let's say if you got the 24 month, maybe you might get some certain discounts or other perks along with it. Does it come with insurance? Like, okay, so
Right, there's some caveats to it too. It's almost like if you're trying to lease out like bigger things like a car or even a TV or something like that, then yeah, there's certainly some
okay,
caveats.
Yeah, this is leasing it. This isn't ownership, correct?
Hmm.
yeah,
This
that's
is
what it
just
says.
So anybody who does this, you really want to make sure that you purchase your own controller.
Because here's also a caveat too. Like, does it come with all the accessories if you lease the PS5, or you just get the big white box?
Right. You just get the unit. That makes sense.
Right. Because here's the thing, though. Because at the end of the lease, you decide, do you want to upgrade the lease, keep paying monthly, or leave flex by returning your device? But it doesn't say anything about outright purchasing the PS5 with so forth and so forth.
Well,
Yeah,
it's showing the controller here. So does it come with the controller, or do they have probably
It
a
has
package
to.
that
Otherwise,
comes?
how are
with
you
it?
going to be able to
Now,
play the thing?
the only reason I said that, Avera, is because a lot of people have a
Yeah.
habit of destroying their controllers.
Yes,
So
they
the
could break
last thing
easily.
you would want to do is to destroy the controller that comes with a console. That's why I said you'd be better off if you rent a console like this and at the end you decide to return it, you return the controller as brand new.
Yeah. You just use your own if you have one.
Yeah. Well, no, you go out and you
Yeah.
buy it.
Well, yeah, that's like if you have
Right.
one, then or you can buy your own. Yeah, that's an easier investment.
The other thing is that it also gets you out of the whole stick drift issue because controllers have a habit of their parts failing when they shouldn't.
Yeah, and you don't want to return something broken. I'm sure that's in the disclosure or disclaimer rather.
Now, I'm not too
Yes.
familiar with how it works in the US, but in Australia, you can rent appliances and then choose to buy it. There was one company down here at one point that said, look, have it for 24 months, and then you give us $1 and you get to keep the appliance. It's yours after that.
So here's what I'm wondering. Does that mean that when these appliances, or in this case consoles, are returned, they're already used, right? So, for example, if you were to do this, get a PlayStation 5, would it be something that someone before you previously owned? Like it's the same thing that like 10 previous owners already had, you think?
It would say it in the advertisement.
They
Later on
wouldn't be
down the
brand
track,
new.
you may get the opportunity to do one of these rental schemes with a second-hand console. The other thing is they might just end up selling the consoles once they get returned. If you sit down and do the maths, you may find that you're actually paying the company more money than you would if you bought the console up front. That's the other trick.
Right, because you're basically leasing it on credit.
Yep.
Huh. But when you return it, obviously they're not going to destroy it, they're going to try to lease it out again.
They
So
might.
I can imagine probably switch hands. Yeah,
now,
of course they are. Like, what
Avira,
are they going to do with it?
They might lease it out, but it may be better for them to just simply then sell the console as used, and whenever someone else comes around, they just get a new console and ship it out. Because if in the long term they get more money back than the console's value at the price they pay, well, it's the customer that's basically getting screwed.
So I don't know. That sounds like a really good business plan, but if they actually are getting more money back by being able to call it or like selling it as used, and they're still making a profit, even if they're not selling it as new with their beefed up prices. So if they're able to get away with doing it that way, okay, it doesn't seem like it's a complicated business strategy for sure. If it works out that way.
Not. Joe, can you bring up a calculator on your screen with the news
No.
article?
I get what they're doing. Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying. The thing is, I just don't get why they wouldn't just keep leasing out the same thing multiple times over and over and over, and selling it used is somehow better than a new one.
Think of this like if you're, like you basically own a fleet of PS5s, or like, or in a bigger analogous term, you're like a fleet of rental car owners or something like such like that.
Yeah, sure.
And then at the end of its life, you've got to decide what to do with the product in that stage of its life cycle. Anywho, the point is, like, what we focused on is, like, is it better for the customer to outright purchase a PS5 or to lease it for a certain term if, again, they only need it for a year or two?
You see, I wouldn't know how that also works when it comes to just how PS5 games work too. Because if you don't have physical copies of games, let's say you download something and you have like saved files on the hard drive, when you return it in like 2 years, then what? Like all your game history is like does it transfer over to some account? Like how do they do that?
Bing bong.
You sure enjoy showing up late.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Fucking traffic, fucking traffic and whatnot. But yeah, I'm over here too, just getting myself. So I'm doing nothing. Fucking people lost in traffic and whatnot. But yeah, I'm actually right over here, and I'm more than happy to be here with you guys to talk some shit.
Oh. Welcome back, buddy. Welcome back.
Yeah, but then again, I mean, just to throw in my hat in the ring, is I didn't know exactly what you were talking about, even though just a couple of seconds that you just spoke here. But guess what? You do have a good point too. Now, the biggest question is, is that people eventually die, sometimes way sooner than expected too. And their data, right? Everything just gets...
Gil, we're nowhere near that yet. We're talking about the PlayStation 5 and how you can
run the master. At this point, I should probably just dismiss you, and you can run your own show.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Not that my idea was a bad idea in the first place, because at this point you might actually have the energy to run your own show, like be a rambling madman.
Hey, I mean that's an interesting suggestion.
So look, just so you're aware, where I live, you could already do this. This isn't new. It might be new in the UK, where you can go, you can get television, game console, computer, all that sort of shit. There's there used to be a place called Clive Peters in my state where you could go and you could rent all that shit. You make a initial deposit and then you just simply pay a small amount off the account each week, each month.
Mm-hmm.
And we had some smaller places pop up where they would say, oh, okay, so you want an iPad? Okay, here's the iPad. You paid up the initial amount. Just keep paying us on a regular basis. And then at the end of it, you can keep the iPad for a couple of dollars or some just token amount. Or they take it back and they just sell it on as used stock.
Right. Okay. See, that was my question earlier about selling it back used, because they're going to lose all their stuff.
Well, no, they're going to lose all their data, yes. From what I understand, I believe a lot of stuff is also kept on Sony servers, so you may have to re-download your games, but Well, as long as you can
But
do
Oh,
that.
because your games,
That's
if you
possible to
decide to
do.
buy games, they are tied to your account and not to the hardware itself.
Yeah,
That's
there is
right.
a
Okay, see, that was my concern. I thought if you get the PlayStation 5, if you're leasing it, and then you have all your games saved on there, and you may have to return it, and what if you lose all the stuff that was saved to the hard drive? But you're saying
Right,
it's
Then it's
saved to your
lost.
account
You can
instead.
it's
Yeah, then it
digital.
would be
Like
lost
you
if
can
you
always
saved it. Then, yeah.
re-download.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay,
the important
okay.
thing is that this type of arrangement is actually useful for a certain portion of the population who just want to have the console for at least the time when games are sold that they want to play, and then once it's done, they don't want it anymore. So a 2 or 3 year rental thing may actually end up being beneficial for them if they can also budget that into buying the games, or if they pay. And here's the fun part: you also have to pay Sony amount to get access to the games as well. So that's 2 things you got to pay for the one item.
Yes, I
That
mean
is a very good point, though, because people know what they're getting into. So if they
Yeah.
want to do it, okay. Yeah, go.
But you know what? I mean, I'm actually even thinking about it too, though. You know what's the easiest work around that? Physical copies.
Gil,
I
it's called
mean,
piracy.
Yeah, I don't think the PS5 has that.
no,
Yeah, it does. It does have.
At the end of the day, like it's one thing. Like if you have because you're leasing the physical console, that's not exactly an issue. And on the matter of game
Mhm.
ownership, that's probably like what the customer's own discretion.
Well,
Unless you're
yes.
leasing a physical copy. Can you
Right.
imagine if they
Right,
did
like
that?
exactly, but but in this time of age, it's not an
Like
unrealistic
Blockbuster
thing
for games.
because you're gonna
Yeah,
end
they
up
did that.
in this system, you're gonna end up, doing payment plans for everything, even the smallest of purchases.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Even those like.
we're gonna go back to renting games like back in the ye olden times.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you can rent the console, rent the games. Yeah, sure, whatever. Blockbuster
Oh,
again.
oh, yeah,
It always
Video
circles back.
City. The video store in the state I'm in, you used to be able to, at least at some of the shops, actually rent the game console,
Oh
but you
shit.
could only
Yeah.
have it for a week or 2 weeks,
Okay,
and then you
You
had to
see,
bring it back.
this is already precedent. They were already thinking about doing stuff like this. That's pretty cool.
It just wasn't
And
on a
people did
grand
that, right?
scale.
That's cool.
Mhm.
Yeah,
By the,
interesting.
by the way, guys, I have a
Like you
question
can
for
rent
you.
the
I have a question.
PS2 for like a week or something, and then play Spyro. Yeah, that'd be groovy.
Oh.
Okay, I
Oh
can
yeah, yeah.
see it happening.
But I
Okay,
do
go ahead.
have a bit of question for you guys. I mean, do you guys also have to have a good necromancy grimoire? Because you could also use that as a chance, as a good opportunity to revive Blockbuster as to its former glory too.
Something everyone should
I
probably
don't
be
think we're
aware
doing that
of
here.
is that renting appliances like this is generally not a good idea long term.
True, true. That is
If
very good
you
point.
are struggling and you're not able to save up to buy the console, this may end up putting you over the edge,
It's very
at
likely,
least
yeah.
financial
Maybe.
wise. Well, no, you are going into into an agreement to state that you will pay a company X amount each period, and if you don't
Right.
do that, you could be charged fees. You could have the console taken away from you, and there's a bunch of other shit that can turn around and cause you utter complete headaches.
Ain't that the truth?
Well, what about like? Is there anything in the article that says, let's say, if you got the 12-month thing, and you're paying, they said what, £9.95 a month or £9.98 a month, and you only have it for 7 months. Let's say you're like, you know what?
You
Let me
can
just
always
give it back. Can you
cancel the
cancel
lease.
at any time without a
Yeah.
cancellation fee?
Uh,
Early
Think they have stuff
termination
like that?
fees.
Yeah.
They got stuff like that. Probably, you think? Ugh, that would suck. It's like, it's only
Yeah.
like £40 to do that. What the crap?
I mean,
yeah,
that's
It makes it
their
not
you're
worth
right.
it.
You're
policies.
better off, owning the product on its own, like buying it outright.
Well, I was just
Yeah.
curious if they did that, because if there was no cancellation fee, then or early termination, whatever, it might be a better business decision. Instead of being sneaky and like annoying like that, they could actually be more customer friendly, and more people might want to actually get into it.
Mm-hmm. It's because also now if you guys, go into stores where used appliances are a thing, now sometimes, this is from experience too, that you might run across a lot of, appliances with their own history too. And, if you're going to
Mhm.
be for a rental, then I hope to God they got some good repair services too. Because, let's say you rented an Xbox 360, right? Everybody loves a
Mhm.
good old 360. The problem is your fucking cat decides to pee on it. Now it's fucked. And then you gotta return it. How are you gonna do that? Right?
Yeah, that's a good point. Like if it gets damaged or something during the time they're leasing it to you,
Yeah,
then
they've got
as
repairers.
it
You've
gets
just got to send it back.
Yeah, the
yeah,
problem
yeah, that's
is,
right.
So
They'll
and
probably be mad at you, like, "Oh, you broke it already?
yeah, no
That
doubt they
wasn't my
would
fault.
be.
The cat did it."
yeah,
Yeah.
they definitely put clauses in that. I'm sure, but
Oh
I
yeah,
guess
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
hopefully.
the whole concept of it is that there's a lot of things, and and even a lot of hardware that we one day may not ever own, and we'll just end up leasing it out from you know from there, or even from servers, because I know that even Amazon has basically come up with a plan to have people lease out PCs from Amazon server rather than having going to buy the physical product, the box.
I used to have to
Mm.
go to this area where there are a lot of bogans, and I was at a community house, so I got to meet a couple of interesting people. But one of them basically had a group of friends, and what they'd do is they'd go and rent a bunch of shit, and then their house would be broken into, everything would get stolen.
Oh my fucking god.
And then they'd have to turn around and slowly pay off this stuff and get help from local politicians and shit and get everything forgiven because it was all stolen and get all new stuff again. And, 6
Oh
to
my
12 months
gosh.
later.
Yeah. Holy shit.
It's like, oh, so and so down the road wants a new fridge.
And they would actually go all the way to it.
Oh yeah, they'd smash a window, break the door down or something, do actual damage because it was all public housing. It was basically all done, taken care of.
Holy shit. So they just tear down an entire wall just to steal stuff? Like, oh my god.
No. What's wrong with you? If you want to fake a breaking, you turn around, you break the window from the outside with a brick, and
Oh,
you
yeah,
just
there you
call the
go.
police like a couple of hours later, pretending that someone broke in and stole the shit when you help, get the bloody thing out the front door.
Oh shit. Interesting way how that works. Yeah, very, very interesting.
Well, no, it's just being a fucking idiot. That's all.
Well, no shit.
Right then. There's clauses for that when it comes to damage and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Now,
I
did you
mean,
mention anything about the controller, Joel? Like, did you see that in the article too? Like, does it come with it, or it does, right? But you're supposed to buy that separately in order to save money, I would imagine.
if I were to venture a guess, I would probably say that there is some bullshit going on with that too.
No, it's got to come with it. Of
No,
course it does.
it comes with it. It comes with it.
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
good.
And of
But
course, you
Joel,
can
as you
always,
mentioned,
again, lease the controller as well. So it's just one of those things.
Okay, that's good. Because sometimes at times I worry because if you were to say something bad online or something bad, then I don't know. Maybe you could just engineer your controller to have like a explosive charge. It just fucks up the motherboard inside, and that's it. Your controller's bricked.
I mean,
Um,
you could do that if you worked for like the Mossad or something, like they did with the
Oh my
beepers
god.
and crap. The Hamas, yeah. So I mean, I think not Hamas. What was it? That's Hezbollah. Yeah, but you could do stuff like that if you wanted to. But nah, that's more of a extreme gamer sort of move there. I don't think you want to get into
Right.
it.
It's more
Yeah.
like the use case for that isn't there. It's a
It's a
bit
So
different level.
yeah. Go on.
if they start doing this with the Nintendo Switch 2, what happens if you get your console bricked after you buy a
Right,
game?
that's the thing as well. Like, how will
Yeah.
it work if you get a brick, and and it's out of the leasing company's control. Or
See, it would be hilarious if the leasing company provided a game to a customer that another customer had gotten hold, said they didn't want it, and returned it, but they made a copy of it and put it on their console. So when they give it to the second person, Nintendo servers go, "Oh shit, that's a copy," and it's the original, and they brick the Switch too. So what sort of happens
God.
then?
Yeah.
Yeah. So those
There
are all things
was.
that are beyond the scope of that, I think.
Yeah.
I
So
know, but if you want to talk about, if it's like, I don't think PlayStation's bricking their consoles, but you never know.
I mean, you never know nowadays
Hold on.
because the Switch 2 was known for that. Go on, Evir.
Yeah, hold on one second there, Noble. I did not realize this was a third-party situation. I thought this is something that the official company was doing themselves,
Right.
not like a Blockbuster
No,
situation.
so is
Like they
this a
are allowing
Sony
things
or?
out.
No, it's just
Yeah, like
Sony,
is
and
it
the
a third
releases
party
just
doing this?
have a good, an agreement with Sony. That's all it is.
Oh, okay.
Hang on. Okay, so here's a question: does it include the
Yeah.
premium membership?
PlayStation
Probably.
Plus. No, I don't know. Maybe.
Hmm.
Anywho, but
Okay.
that's just like another Sony thing. Like all that stuff, games, all that, they're all up to the customer's discretion. Anywho,
Unfortunately.
we have to move on with the other things as well. And on the next side of what will happen in our digital future,
Oh boy.
we've got this.
Spoil sport.
Yeah.
What's next in our digital dystopia?
Meta patented AI that takes over your account when you die. Keeps
Oh.
forever.
Oh no.
Yeah. This is
Now, that title to me screams that Facebook isn't getting enough posts or activity on their website. So, how do you bolster it when you have declining membership because of people like carking it?
I
Kicking the bucket?
mean, well, yeah, there's also that too. But the thing is well, Facebook, yeah, they could have done better. I mean, that's just the best way to put it for over the couple of years. But when you die, then you just basically become as immortal as a GTA NPC on Facebook. You know,
What would be hilarious is if Facebook forces you to pay them a monthly amount to not have deceased relatives or family members' account making posts online.
do you think they'll give a shit?
no, that
No,
or
they,
the fact
no,
that
they fucking won't.
Well, guys, this is very similar to how you can take pictures. You know what? Actually, Joel, let's read through this article first. Let's see exactly what they're talking about here.
What happens to social media
Alright.
accounts belonging to those who shuffle off this mortal coil has been a subject of debate ever since this tech went mainstream. Should dormant accounts be left alone, or should their surviving loved ones be given backdoor access to maintain them as digital memorials?
I highly doubt
that's
it.
different. No, that's different than allowing an AI to pretend to be the dead person. Okay, like
That's
if the loved
exactly
one
what-
wants to post on their behalf, that's a different situation.
And that's exactly what the whole, the big conundrum is. 'Cause Meta thinks, there's an alternative to train an AI model on a deceased user's posts, keeping post-mortem accounts active by uploading new content in their voice long after they've passed away.
Whoa.
Mhm.
Okay.
There's also that, yes.
Welcome to the world of tomorrow.
Yeah, everything just so much fucking fantastic, isn't it?
Mhm.
Well, guys,
Jesus Christ.
this
Yeah.
this was oh my goodness, this is okay. Something else. It says
Yeah.
a Business Insider reports Meta was granted a patent in 2023 for the idea outlining how a large language model or LLM can quote unquote simulate a user's social media activity. Quote, the language model may be used for simulating the user when the user is absent from the social media and networking system. For example, when the user takes a long break or if the user is deceased. reads the goosebump raising patent, which
Yeah.
lists the company's CTO as the primary author. Holy crap, guy! Yeah, okay. It's like your away message on old AIM and whatnot. Remember my away message, my AFK?
Oh my god.
Now it's like if you die, it's like they're gonna remember what you used to be able to sound like and then pretend to be you.
So, hey Vera, have you ever heard about something interesting known as the dead internet theory?
Yeah. This is different. Oh, this is kind of like that, but it's a different thing.
that is this.
I mean, this
that
is
that.
well, I guess it's the same thing, but it's like on a different level. It's like a higher,
See-
weirder, like actual ghosts you're talking to. That's what this
The
sounds like.
D-
You're talking to a ghost.
Dead internet
I know what the
theory
dead
makes
internet
the
theory is.
assumption that you have accounts created purely for it. These are accounts that
Yeah.
are created by people that are being hijacked in order to remain active.
Well,
Yeah, these are being
quote
hijacked
unquote.
by bots pretending to be a dead person.
Yep. That's it.
Wow. So let's see. The language model, okay. However, the conversation appears to have dramatically shifted over the last 3 years, especially now that AI slop has infiltrated, practically assumed control over all platforms like Facebook and Instagram. We have no plans to move forward with this example. Yeah, okay, for the AI slop, no. They've already come across countless examples of using AI to emulate dead people, from a grandmother who was resurrected as an AI model for her funeral to grief tech startups. Grief tech startups. That's a new industry. Okay. Aiming to let their grieving loved ones train AI models on images, recordings, and footage of the deceased so that they can be there at their own funeral to say goodbye to their family. Holy bonkers, guys. We are, whoa, okay. This is on my bingo card for 2026.
Jesus Christ
I said
almighty.
holographic resurrection was going to get worse. I didn't think it was going to be like this, but this counts. Whoa.
Jesus.
All right. So what else
almighty.
what are they doing here? What are you guys' thoughts on this so far?
Yeah. Holy shit. I don't think I have enough words for that. I mean, this is pretty much like the two things that I said. Like, to live as a GTA NPC eternally to a degree, and also the dead internet theory. This is it. This is like another more realistic version of the dead internet theory too.
Can you imagine a time in the near future when you can have someone walk up to you and punch you in the face because you've stepped away from Facebook? A large language model has taken over, and it's been saying things that have been upsetting people.
Yeah.
And no one can actually tell that you've actually, stopped posting, and it's a computer doing it and not you.
I mean, would not be
or like
surprised.
they DM'd, or like they DM'd someone on your behalf, and they had a whole conversation for like 2 hours, like even on like a video call or a voice chat. They couldn't tell that it was fake.
You know
and they're
what
like,
would be
"What
really
are you
funny?
talking about, man? I talked to you last night." Like, oh.
The best part would be people getting arrested because their Facebook account starts talking about doing some terrorist attack.
What the
fuck? It's not the actual owner of the account, but a large language model.
Right.
Doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sounds so real.
Jesus.
They're not going to know anymore. I mean, it could get so smart. And, well, but right here, though, this is more on a thing that humans can control. Right? So they're literally talking about grief tech therapy. Startups that do things like this. That, if you want to see, your grandmother again, send us all the videos, and our AI will make a video for you and an animation of your grandmother telling you she loves you, and maybe you can even talk to her too, because she's trained on all of her diaries and everything you said, and that's what they're looking to do. Actually, that's literally what they're saying they're doing, trying to like resurrect them.
Mm-hmm.
in like a digital sense, you know? Because right now there are a lot of Facebook pages where people who have died, it's kind of a memorial page. You know, people go there, they post comments, you know, rest in peace, I miss you. Some of my friends who have died and they're on Facebook, you know, I've seen them there. But the account isn't deleted or anything sometimes, but like even after years, it's just inactive and people just post stuff. What if there was an AI that could take over that dead person's account on behalf of like the family or something?
Dead
And then
internet theory.
it'll just scroll through all their history and then just post on their behalf and talk like them. That
Yeah.
would be literally like talking to a ghost. That's where it gets something dark territory. I don't know what to say about that.
Or an NPC too.
Something. Nah,
Yeah.
it's like deeper than that. I don't know, man. Something's
I
up.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck even think about this shit. God damn.
Isn't
I'm
it
guessing
weird?
you've never watched. You've never seen Black Mirror, then, have you?
If I did, it was probably a long time ago. I don't remember anything about it.
Oh, it's still going strong today, even. So
Stronger than
go
before,
watch
like
it.
the Matrix. Yeah, like the Matrix, eh? Jesus Christ Almighty!
Well, if we lived in a simulation. No, it's just about how creepy AI is getting. How like dehumanizing all the human experiences are getting.
Because there are people who are still, you know, with all this newfangled technology, trying to find new use cases and seeing just how far they can, you know, push the envelope when it comes to using AI.
Yeah, like they pretend
But
like their
even
shit
then,
doesn't
some
stink.
things are just a little too far.
Well,
Yeah.
Plus, even, you know, even Meta itself, like they had to step back away from this and say and nope the heck out of it. They're saying, you know, the impact on the users is much more severe and permanent if that user is deceased and can never return to the social network platform. And you know, and you're right, a digital clone of the deceased person would have been able to interact with people through likes and comments and even DMs, like just like that. You know, like you know, your dead grandmother just DMs you. Imagine that because it's
Yeah.
an AI.
but then they'll sound and talk like them based on their previous posts, like how they used to say things and their opinions on things. It'll formulate a character based on all that, and it will sound like you're talking to that dead person. That's where this is
Oh,
going.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, I've already seen this actually on what is it? Was it
Matrix.
Switch? No. I think it was on Twitch. They have a live stream of Jesus, and it's literally like an AI of Jesus. It was trained on the Bible and Bible teaching, and you can. It looks like a person, like it's photorealistic. It's a video, and it talks in real time. It has a voice, and it sounds like Jesus Christ. And you can ask it any question, and it'll respond as if Jesus. It'll answer anything about the Bible, and it remembers things, and it's pretty primitive because it came out a few years ago. But dude, if you've ever seen like Jesus on Twitch, it sounds exactly like that. Now Jesus has been dead for over 2,000 years, mind you.
Well, no shit.
But now they're trying to do this with people that have just died recently. They're about. I mean, they could
This
do this with anyone.
reminds me of what Disney did with James Earl Jones' voice and Darth Vader.
Let me look at something up for. Let me look up something, guys, real quick. But yeah, keep on going.
Yeah, but the thing is that with all of this stuff, I know it's a whole crazy rabbit hole to go through with, you know, to quote unquote revive a dead person and digitize it. It's a bit of a mess, but here's where the rabbit hole keeps going a bit further. Now it says it's not a stretch to assume Meta may have had an ulterior motive to creating digital avatars masquerading as the deceased. Facebook has quickly turned into a graveyard of long forgotten accounts, never-ending ads, unanswered birthday wishes, and updates from that band you hadn't thought about since high school. At the same time, its feeds are filling with toxic AI slop. As
Oh my
engagement
god.
drops, the company's core business, selling ads, could take a hit.
Yeah.
Gee, you know, it's not like they could turn around and completely remove like the one thing causing all their problems.
Mm-hmm.
But no, let's just double down on it.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, like, if you make an AI of me sounding dumb, I mean, I'm just gonna bust your kneecaps in the afterlife. I'll be fucking waiting for you, dipshit.
Or they could better monitor inactive accounts, so there's less quote unquote dead people on the internet. Unless they're actual dead people, then they might have to do something about that. There are memorial pages on Facebook that exists, but not in the same way where like their old social media accounts, like their old YouTube channels or whatever it might be, all that still's up. Twitter, stuff like that.
Guys, I found it.
So in this case, it says it's more engagement, more content, more data for the current and the future of AI. University of Binghamton law professor Adina Harbinja told BI. I can see the business incentive for that. I'm just curious to see how they would, when, and if they will implement this innovation. Yeah. The innovation.
Nice word soup there.
Jolt, I found it.
Yeah, right?
I'm sending it to you
Sounded
right
like
now.
tomorrow.
Yeah, send to your.
There's one of the recent episodes of Black Mirror where this woman ends up getting a brain injury. So she gets this like implant. And occasionally she starts dropping ads to people. And being a school teacher, well, she gets fired because an ad plays to a student and it's not exactly appropriate. Anyway, towards the end of it, she's just basically rattling on about ads and she probably gets like 5 minutes to herself.
And people wonder why we love ad block so much.
I think it's more of a satire on the current state of things. And
well, the husband
potential
also
dark
kills the
future
wife
to come.
because she can't tolerate it anymore.
Right. It's then become a question of who really is in control here.
Mm-hmm.
But again, as we see it, though, it's just quite a good bit of a real mess here. And next thing you know, it's almost as if the dead have come back and nothing is ever truly real, and you start questioning everything in this digital dystopia future that we're heading to.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, what do you actually think? Like, is this a good thing or a bad thing? Because I'm sure these multi-millionaire executives, they wouldn't just do this for no reason. They have to think of some positives that could come of this, right? Like when it comes to grief tech, as they were
Right,
saying,
as they
wouldn't that
say,
be something they can benefit from?
as they say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
That is true. That is very true. The highway to hell.
Okay. I can see that. I see what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, the
Like
intention
if
is there, but the execution of such an idea and the ramifications that come with it, though, I don't think they're ready to deal with all of that. No.
Yeah.
So,
by the way,
it goes back to my original comment about how much would you have to pay to Facebook for them not to actually hijack your account or an account of a loved one that's deceased and start pretending to be them?
Yeah, about that, they're just going to hold your data hostage.
No. That shouldn't be an option at all. Maybe when you sign up for Facebook, or like it should be part of your settings, you should just have a little option on or off. If my account is inactive for a year, don't post, or how about never post on my behalf, AI. No AI at all on my account. If I die, then I don't know, deactivate it, whatever. Maybe that could be an option. But no.
Yeah, that's not how it's going to play out.
You don't have to pay for Facebook to not do it.
Yeah, that's not how it's going to play out for you, unfortunately, Avira.
We all know that. Yeah, we all know that. I mean, not only that, but we have a bunch of corporal retards who think your shit doesn't stink, when tech itself is very, very fucking flawed.
What?
I mean, Microsoft felt the best thing to do for their Windows 11 operating system was to take their AI and shove it into Notepad,
which would make more sense. It'd be better over there too, right?
And Meta Meta just needs to make money, and the easiest way to make money is instead of turning around and offering people to utilize AI, the better way to make money is to force people to pay to not use AI.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like how
Right.
YouTube uses their ad blockers. Like you have to pay to not see ads, even though
Yeah.
they're forcing
Basically a
ads
mixture
upon you.
between,
I
it's
see.
again,
Okay.
it's basically,
Yeah.
you
I did
know,
not have it.
an extortionate practice, basically.
Yeah, I mean, they're holding your
Like,
image
every-
hostage at that point.
Yeah. See, look, if you offer
Well,
something that
AI
people don't want, then you have to figure out a way of getting people to pay you money regardless.
Extortion.
Damn.
Right.
The AI's already
No.
taken over.
When that now, when Noble, I think you let slip regarding just a few minutes ago regarding a teacher and all that, and that's actually the perfect segue into this next item that we've got.
Yeah.
Oh boy. What is
Oh
it?
yes. Oh boy. Here we go. Here's this
Ah,
messed up.
shit. Here we go again.
We are about to enter the furry dimension.
Oh no.
Yay!
Yay! Yay!
God help
So,
us all.
Yes. Item. Pentagon fires sicko male quote-unquote transgender wolf kindergarten teacher at Fort Bragg after parent complains.
Huh?
So I'm curious, what exactly makes them a sicko?
Right. So let's read
Oh
this.
boy.
Wait,
Secretary
hold on. But before we go, it also said transgender, male transgender. What do they mean by male? Do they mean like
let's
a
read
dude
this
and a
first. Let's
woman?
read this
Okay.
stuff first. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth announced Thursday that a kindergarten teacher at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, has been fired after parent complaints about the male teacher dressing as a transgender wolf in class and scaring students with his multi-personality fetish behavior, including wearing wolf clothing and a wolf tail in class, having the children howl, and by having them address him as quote unquote Miss Roxy or one of several other personalities.
Roxy. Oh no. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
People think I'm
Okay.
bad.
On a fucking kindergarten of all places. Are you fucking retarded?
Oh, hold on. Okay. So, kindergartners are 5-year-old kids. And this guy, I'm guessing, isn't he's probably a millennial, right? He's like in his late 20s, early 30s, something like that.
Give or take, yeah.
Be that as it may.
Right.
Oh, the next
math is up.
paragraph, please.
Yes.
Oh,
the next
Jesus
paragraph.
Christ.
The parents also complained that teachers' car parking in the school lot in view of the children had, among other things, profane messages, a transgender flag, and a license plate that read ROX XY666.
So,
All right.
this
okay.
dude, he got
There you go.
his nickname, the chromosomes, and the numbers of a devil. Jesus.
Chromosomes. No, it's his name. Well, I guess chromosomes too. XY. Sure.
No,
if he's a trans.
it's a matter of
yeah, you're right.
perception. No, it really is a matter of perception. But I think, as with a lot of these design choices, I'd say this was, very, very intentional.
Yes. And there's
Yeah,
a lot of red flags going on there. Aside from the trans flag, that in itself is a red flag. I don't know what that means where it
Anywho.
parked in view of the children. Like if you're a teacher, of course you're going to park at the school. So I don't know what that
the
means.
school's parking lot.
Avera, it probably states that the vehicle is parked
within
in
view of the
area
fucking
where
window.
kids are easily got access to. The whole So I'm kind of curious, is there a photo of the car that's uncensored?
Well, let's have a
Do
look.
you
at
want to
images
see
in
it?
this article, huh? All
Do
right.
you really want to fucking
Yeah.
see it?
Okay. Behold. Yeah,
I'm
you're all gonna see it. This is nightmare fuel.
Yay!
Oh, Jesus Christ
That's
Almighty.
the teacher.
Nightmare.
So this guy is a teacher for kindergartners, by the way, and he went into school. He went into school in fursuit.
That looks like a fucking Discord moderator PFP.
It sounds
that looks like your stereotypical furry icon.
Yeah, and there's a report here too. There's a couple of report and screen images of the teachers' fantasy postings. Yes, I know that icon is freaking nightmare fuel, and that God.
Not even the devil would want that.
I'm not sure
Well,
what flag they're even trying to represent there, because that doesn't look like anything real. I don't even know what they're trying to say there. But okay.
It's a vomit of stripes. There you go.
Well, the actual character itself looks
What
like
the
your
fuck?
normal
oh,
type
dude,
of furry thing.
we're gonna read the reports here. Okay, here's a report of an image section, of the complaints and the filings. Violence. If I can't have you, no one will.
Yeah, look at the image over there too. Oh my god.
What's
I
this
think you'll
image?
have to
Okay.
blur this out, Joel.
Yeah, because it's the fucking blood over there too. Yes.
Oh yeah, it's
Ah,
just
boy.
it's bloody,
So
it's
that's what
gory,
they
it's
into.
and
How gory are we talking about?
and in this report it just
Not
says if I
YouTube
can't have
friendly.
you, no one will. He depicts his main character, quote unquote, Sona. I can't believe they had to use that word for the sake of the report.
Mm.
Yeah, well, you sometimes you just have to suffer through such things.
So,
In
who is the person that's supposedly deceased in that picture?
It's not so much a deceased person. It's just a violent image. There is no depiction of death here. It's just a gory thing that has now rated this as unsafe. Yes, it
Okay.
is messed.
Look, you know,
So
give
this is
them.
a teacher.
Yeah, but the thing is, look, for furry art, I mean, sure, there's a lot of pornography too, and sometimes making some cool and edgy ones. There's no problem with it too. The real problem is if it's starts to get a little concerning too, you know.
Yeah. So, is there
Well,
an actual picture of the vehicle on the on that news story or not? Because I really want to find out what the car says.
Yeah, probably a Ford
No, no,
or a Jeep.
what does it
Car,
mean
what's
where it
written on
says
it?
he asked all the kids to howl? Like, did he walk into the classroom in his fursuit and be like, "Arf, arf, awoo," and like tell everyone to
Basically,
howl on like
you
a
can
balloon or
one
something?
can imagine though. All
I would
right, so
imagine.
I wonder if okay, not like
So, what we
I'm
okay,
not
here's what we've
defending him
got.
or anything, but let's say if
Here's a
this was
list of
like
stuff.
Halloween.
Complainants that were listed. To CBN and stuff. All right, so let's read the list of complaints here.
oh
A
boy.
group
All
of
right, so yeah. So
military families.
what exactly did he do wrong here?
hold
I
on,
want to know. Aside from
Vera.
the
Hold on.
weirdness.
Sorry, Joel. What were you saying?
So here's a list of complaints about disturbing behavior that that this teacher has demonstrated. So here's the list of complaints for the parents of children that were listed. This teacher dressed provocatively in quote unquote female attire that confuses children. Number 2. Wear a dog collar with fetish tags and an animal tail in class. Number 3. Tell students stories about turning into a wolf, his
Oh
sexual
my
fetish
fucking
animal.
god.
Point 4. Involve students in his wolf fetish by directing them to howl like wolves. Point 5.
That's weird. That's the context.
Yeah. Require students to call him by some of his online wolf character names. Point 6. Require his students to address him by false female names and pronouns. And 7. Make statements to children about being quote unquote born in a male's body, but actually a woman who likes boys.
What?
Yeah, that's where the indoctrination comes in, and that's where this guy should get the hell out of public schools. That's
Okay,
just,
no. Hold on. This is someone who should be going to therapy and not using their class as the therapy session.
Basically, yeah.
You're right. That's what they're doing. They're projecting their insecurities onto minors to get validation for their delusions. That's what's happening. We shouldn't have that happen, right?
Quite literally, yeah.
Okay, look, just to be clear, if someone was desperate to want to dress up as a furry at school, and turns out there's like a shit ton of kids there that are also furries, why not just have a group set up where at a break time they go around and jump into fursuit or something,
Look,
but only around other furries, and actually act in a family responsible manner, quote unquote.
bro, there's actually
I feel like
oh come on.
I feel like if you're passionate about being a teacher, like if you really want to connect with kids, especially kids young as like 5, and you're not into woke, radical, alt leftist ideology, maybe dressing up as a furry could be a fun thing to do on occasion.
On
I'm
occasion,
not
that's
saying
a big
bring
thing.
any of your political nonsense into it, but like if it's like Halloween or like a holiday or something, oh, our teacher who's a furry, let's say on Christmas, like I would dress up as Candy Corn Doggo with like a Santa Claus hat and I don't know, pass out like little gifts to the students or something. That could be wholesome and educational and whatnot.
All right, so
Education
here's
and the fact that I like to teach them stuff, but like
right.
not in a woke, gender queer sort of a boy can be a woman kind of crap. None of that going on. But
Right.
you know, very, very young kids, they will gravitate towards like that's a memorable memory. I studied this quite a lot when I was in college when it came to neuropsychology about how to teach young kids. And yeah, there's ways to do it in a wholesome and fun way. But
Oh,
not like
indeed.
that. Not whatever this
Oh,
freak is doing.
yeah. So here's my 2 cents.
Pronouns. Yeah. With
Here's my 2 cents. Anyway, like I was saying, for the kids at this stage in life, for them to use their imagination is, well, let's say, a very important thing to do, whatnot to, and have this freak that somehow was able to become a teacher and be around these kids all the time. Like, who the fuck allowed this shit to happen? That's probably the biggest thing too.
Right.
You'll
Because
don't
look, they
forget.
children they need like a space where they can, let's say, have their fantasies, imagine this and that and whatnot too, which is crucial for them to develop as a healthy human being. The problem is like some bureaucrat paper pushing piece of shit let this happen.
Don't forget that the LGBTQIM plus community
WXYZ.
or mafia thinks that what was it? Drag queens were acceptable to have dancing in front of kids.
Right, like
Jesus
story times, and they've
Yeah.
been eyeing schools and libraries and kindergartens for the longest time. Right, and we're aware
So
of that.
my assumption would be this individual felt that going in as a furry would have been completely reasonable with fetish gear on.
With fetish gear on, that's the biggest red flag anyone could ever have,
he
especially
had a
fucking
collar.
kindergarten.
Okay,
To you,
No,
maybe,
he did
but
have a
to
collar.
this
That's
idiot,
fetish
they
gear.
probably considered it fine.
right, and then this idiot ended up getting a position as a teacher's aide, and then until now, which the Liberty Council has, I have to report here a redacted report, and so they had by enough complaints they had the teacher suspended.
Suspended. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure a lot of the people in the higher ups there, they're probably radical left wings as well. They probably don't
Not
want to throw him
surprised.
under the bus. He's
Anywho,
been there for a while. He's doing a good job indoctrinating the kids,
It's-
so they don't want to let him go, right? Why would they?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, they're doing their best to
It-
protect
it-
him. That's
it
what a lot of
takes
unions do.
time.
So
But
makes
yeah.
sense.
Now we're going to go through and continue reading this report because some of this is just, oh, you're going to love this. Let's just see like what this teacher has used as his aliases, and he tells his children to say. Now, in the letter which I have, this teacher has uses a variety of names. Quote unquote, Roxanne Wildheart, aka Miss Roxy, Captain Roxy, Coda Wildheart, Kiera Blackheart, Lilith Death Howl, Anima Steph Howl, Savage Beast Queen, and so on and so on.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, this definitely sounds like the names of a person who's totally, completely mentally adjusted.
What's this?
And is a fucking
No,
teacher.
No, hang on.
Honestly,
The last two are questionable. The first few seem to be fine, but this like Savage Beast Queen.
Oh, yeah, no, that's like,
Oh.
dude, that is like the name of somebody's internet, whatever.
Create like a safe for work profile and just fingers crossed the kids never find your real one.
Oh, Jesus Christ almighty.
Yeah, Noble. I was gonna say something very similar to that. I was like, all right, a lot of these just sound like your generic furry usernames, right?
Yeah,
Except for
sparkle
the
duck
occasional
names.
couple that do, that do express their more kinky attributes, let's say, or their more adult-oriented interests, whatever. But yeah, it does
You know,
sound like what a stereotypical furry would say. I mean, okay.
I'm going to have to question at what point a school's going to have to turn around and when they look at someone's public profile, if they find out they're a furry, whether or not that will limit their choices when it comes to employment, especially in schools.
Well, no shit, it will.
It's been up and down. It has, because for a while they kind of turned a blind eye to those who were into the whole transgenderism kind of stuff.
Right, and then
And wanting to
a couple
indoctrinate
years
kids. They
back,
allowed that stuff
you
to
know,
happen for so long.
right,
They,
and then now a couple of years back, you found out that in American schools and in schools across the pond, UK and all of that, and there are now furries in positions of education entrusted with the future of the country. You know, the growth of the future Americans and all that.
Oh, the
We're
education
not
system's
talking about the
fucked
good
three ways
furries.
from Sunday.
Yes. Now,
We're not talking
now,
about the good furries, though. We're talking about the bad ones, like the woke ones that are
now here's the
destroying
thing.
our fun community.
That's not the thing at hand. Like, there are people who are okay. Look, yes, we know. So we're going to go through the yeah, I know, but this is not like a community or fandom issue. This is something that's on a bigger level.
A societal issue.
Yes, this is like let's broaden the scope here. Let's go through and see like a couple examples and complainants about this person's behavior, so forth. You know, well, of course, I mean, I cited earlier about the names and stuff that's listed, and you know, the dress attire is also listed on complaints. This
Yeah, no
male has been
shit.
dressed in unprofessional, quote unquote, female attire that he intends will confuse children about whether he is male or female,
Hmm.
and you know, so forth. And here, point number 4. On more than one occasion, parents have observed this male wearing black fishnet stockings, tights that are shredded or have holes in them, black miniskirts, black combat boots, black BDSM dog collar / fetish tags around his neck, and an animal tail strapped to his belt. And point A, in response to an apparent reprimand about the animal tail, this male stated, "If I had a tail, I swear to God, like an actual one, not a fake one like the ones that I'm not allowed to wear to work anymore because people, you know, want to be straight up pearl clutching bitches about it for no reason."
No fucking reason. At a kindergarten. No fucking reason.
That's okay. He's okay.
This is beyond fucking retarded.
I think schools have to go back to where requiring students to wear uniforms.
God
Be
almighty.
professional. You're going to your job. Like, what do you mean? Oh, I can't wear my tail. Okay, no crap. You
hold
can't wear
on.
your freaking tail.
Hold on. This is
Leave it
something I'm
home.
getting a bit. This is something I'm getting a bit confused at. Is this a public school or is this a military school?
Fort Bragg. Huh. Probably military. So that's some
Right,
retard
like,
fucked
so
up
it
big
says,
time.
you know, Fort
It could be
Bragg's
public.
Mildred
Just name that.
B. Pool Elementary School.
Sorry, Joel.
Yeah, it's
It was
public.
at this the teacher was at Fort Bragg's Mildred B. Pool Elementary School.
Okay, so is that on a military base or something?
No, Fort Bragg is what I would think. I don't know this well enough, but it is essentially
it's
it
a
is a
public
military
school.
installation.
It's a military
Right.
installation, so they're anti-furries in the military? Oh, no.
No, I'm pretty sure they're anti people acting like fuckwits in on school
Right,
grounds
and
during
even
work
then,
hours.
the secretary Pete Hegseth has basically made it a fine point that he has to reinstate elevate the standards of the U.S. military.
Because of shit like this.
Right, because of shit like
Well,
this.
they
and
did
all
let
that
in
other
a lot of
stuff that's
trannies
permeating
and
the
stuff,
country.
too.
Look, you know one thing I can get upset about is with the pants. If he got torn pants, if someone at a school
Shit.
accidentally tore their pants, but not enough to cut their skin, and someone chucked a wobbly about it, that's a problem. But if you choose to go in there and wearing stuff like that, looking like a punk, yeah, you're probably going to get a bit of an issue. I mean, this is military school, right? Even if they're not, actually being trained for the military.
They're still strict about
Right.
attire and
Maybe,
presentation of
it's
oneself. Yeah,
an army
self-respect, of
thingy,
course.
and
Discipline.
God mighty.
and a lot of military personnel with families. This is a community that you would think is suited for military personnel with families. Is what it is.
In that case, I'm surprised that a furry teacher who is as open and flamboyant as he is was even able to get a position in this establishment. How did they not vet him or do the background check? Do they know he was going to act like this or
All right. So the question I would be asking is, how long has this person worked for the school? Does it say it in the news article?
Way longer than it fucking should.
Like I said, I have access to the report, and it says the Liberty Council's complainant says since at least 2023, and the failure of school leadership to address his, widely known sexual fetish behavior.
Oh, you think?
Okay. So there's two possibilities here. Either one, initially he didn't start showing this until after the trial period, or he did and he just didn't get it. Or it was just seen as something small, and he didn't sort of go as extreme.
But you got to remember, this guy basically got in during the during the Biden administration, and they were just kind of you would think that they turned a blind eye to all this stuff.
That would make more sense.
Well, no, but
said,
I think you're right about the one you said afterwards. That it's totally this was happening until recently. Now all of a sudden he can't be doing this stuff anymore.
Oh boy, I wonder why.
Yeah, and now it's high time that all the schools and all that are swept clean of all this sickening stuff.
Any far left bullshit. I'm sick and tired of this. They have the most toxic, the most manipulative, the most brainwasher, just the biggest liars of all times. It's no, right? These are kids. They're not supposed to. They're supposed to grow as healthy adults. Because then otherwise, there's plenty of stereotypes. About millennials are broken, Gen Xers are broken, Generation Z is broken, and whatnot too. Oh boy, I fucking wonder why.
Right.
They've been spawned canned from the fucking start.
All right, maybe.
And is there anything else in the article?
Apart from the whole list of the list of complainants from families of these children, and I think we generally get the whole gist of the picture. What we've got is basically a furry who's not all there in the head and is aiming to defile the future generations of Americans.
Yeah, I noticed that much.
So he did end up getting fired, though, right?
Yeah, he has been suspended. I won't read any more of this stuff.
Suspended.
Okay.
Because
suspended, right? Yeah, suspended. So he's probably going to be able to come back, but with less of the furry antic, probably, right? Is that what they were saying?
You think?
Yeah. But then but because Pete Hegseth said he got dismissed. Well,
Well, I guess that's
it takes steps to clean up this mess. It takes time and all of that.
Yeah, like a lot of therapy.
Yeah, you think?
Right. So
therapy ain't cheap.
So with that said, I would say this is a time to put the pin on all of this, and that's all we've got in this crazy week.
God damn.
Yeah, hot damn. I absolutely could have subjected you to all of the cursed imagery in that in the report, but I decided for the better part not to.
Well, thank you for sparing us for that nightmare fuel.
Yes,
I wanted to see more. I was hoping for more trouble. I was hoping for more stories of kids being basically traumatized from this experience.
Don't have to
Yeah.
worry. Luckily I won't. Anywho, I think it's high time, let's make a quick statement about the week that passed. So who'd like to start?
I guess
Gil,
I have to go. I'll go. I'll go first. So the biggest thing is, that for one, that the kind of teacher there that aggravates me a lot is in the past, of course, like middle school, high school, whatnot too, is I did realize, that a lot of things that I was taught was complete bullshit too. And of course, I mean those years, those that time period takes away years away of your life. The life opportunities and everything because you're just twisted into a completely different version that you're not yourself too. And so, unfortunately, all that just goes away. You'll never come back. And as when you get later in and later in life and more to adult, you eventually, you have to face with stuff like becoming a very bitter person too, very angry all the time. And it's shit like this. Come this for this asshole just probably messed up these kids for life, I guess. You know what I mean?
Hmm. And I guess this is why, if parents, if you're listening, you have the option to homeschool your children, please do. Take them away from the public education system.
Yes. In case it wasn't noted obvious by now, is that it sure as hell feels like a lot of departments of educations around the world just use for money laundering. They don't give a shit what happens in schools. And here's fucking proof, right?
Hmm. Right. So, who'd like to go next?
Give the torch to Avira.
Alrighty. Well, yeah, guys, this was a super fun episode, as it always is, but holy bonkers, must I say that a lot of news has been compressed just in the last month and a quarter or so, already in 2026. A lot's been going on, especially when it comes to the leasing of the console. I think it's very interesting because it does kind of hark back to like Blockbuster or I don't even know if GameStop did this, but like when you can like lease out games, like rent games and stuff. And even Noble did bring up a good point when he mentioned that there was an old game store that used to lease out like the older game consoles, like for a week or so just to give it a shot. I think that's a pretty cool business model. But the fact that larger companies are doing this now, or even like third party, like for me, I don't know. I feel like it makes more sense, like from a modern perspective. Instead of like leasing out appliances, like people do, why don't they just buy the console but have a payment plan, like a car or appliances like people do nowadays? It's kind of weird about leasing it. I feel like that would just lead to more legal issues. So that's kind of weird to me. But aside from that, it's been a pretty interesting week. I had some other points and stuff about the other stories, but I think I pretty much said everything I had to say about that. So, well, in that regards, I hope everybody has a good rest of their weekend.
I sure hope
Woof,
so.
woof.
Enjoy your fucking Friday.
And
Yeah,
all
yeah, I
right.
will. You too, buddy. Well, we've got to hear from Noble and Jolton.
So I can't remember what video store it was specifically, but I do remember seeing a Nintendo 64 that you could rent from the video shop. Plus, you could also rent a couple of games for, I think it was like a package deal, but I was a kid back then. I label this one as Zombie Facebook. The dead will rise again, but it'll be on your screens. This is fucking hilarious. And that last one, the transferee that's gone off his fucking rocker, it's like, yeah, I had a look, and I've unfortunately encountered a person with this kind of mindset before, and yeah, they need to be put in a straitjacket.
Yeah,
Straight jacket's not enough, I'll tell you that much.
amen.
all right. So, thank you all for tuning in to this episode, and I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did combing through the stories for you. As always, you can find the episodes on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Play.fm, iHeartRadio, BitChute, and more later down the line. Well, what a week it's been with some wild stories. That's all we have for you. Farewell, and until next time.
And until then.
I just don't know anymore.